Hi folks, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever had the issue with either your Volkswagen or Audi with a DSG transmission or S-Tronic transmission where it actually stalls? Well, recently we had an issue with our Audi A3 2011 model where the transmission was stalling when it came up to a stop at traffic lights. So this video might be of interest to you as I'll explain to you how we fix the problem. So this vehicle is actually driven by my wife on a daily basis. And I believe there was actually two factors coming into play as to what was causing this vehicle to actually stall. Now my wife by nature is actually quite a conservative driver. So over time, this vehicle had learned her style of driving in the engine control unit and transmission. And therefore, the style of adaptation of transmission shift points was that it would shift up gears very quickly and vice versa on the downshifts. But also, something that my wife told me about was normally we always fill this vehicle with 95 or 98 octane fuel. And when this issue started occurring, my wife had just filled the vehicle with 91 octane fuel. Now technically, this vehicle can take 91 octane fuel. However, we have always found that the engine runs slightly rough in this vehicle when running on 91 octane fuel. Now, unfortunately, I don't actually have any footage of the vehicle stalling. It did stall for me. I took the car for a drive the evening which my wife told me about it, and I didn't think to actually put the GoPro in the car and actually record the vehicle stalling. And I, being myself, went straight into diagnostic mode and actually fixing the vehicle. But my intent is to describe to you exactly what the vehicle was doing and to show you how I fixed it. So the best way to describe what was actually happening with this vehicle was when you're coming into an intersection, slowing down at a traffic light, it was like you were driving a true manual vehicle. And in driving a true manual vehicle, it was like you'd forgotten to press the clutch in, to disengage the clutch. So as you were slowing down, it would simply stall the engine. Now in terms of this vehicle, it was in either third or second gear. And what you would see is that as you were slowing down, the rev counter would simply go down and down and down, and eventually would go all the way to zero. Like I say, it was like the vehicle hadn't disengaged the clutches. Now, all you would really know is that the rev counter's at zero, the alternator light would come on because the engine had stalled. To restart the vehicle, you actually had to put the vehicle back in park, turn the ignition off, and to turn it all the way back on and start it on. So it was actually quite a dangerous situation sitting there in red traffic lights with the engine stalled. So as I said, I actually believe the stalling characteristic of this vehicle is really based on two factors. One, the learned behaviour of the transmission and engine control units of conservative driving, and secondly, low quality 91 octane fuel put in the vehicle. The two of those factors combined together produce a scenario where it would actually stall. So to solve the problem, straight away I purchased a bottle of Nylon Octane Boost. Now this Nylon Octane Boost is meant to be able to increase the octane level of up to 7 points. I put the whole bottle into the fuel. Now it was a full tank of fuel. As I said, my wife had just filled the vehicle completely with the 91 octane fuel. And then I reset the engine and transmission control unit back to their factory default settings. Now that actually took me a few attempts to get it right. There's a lot of misinformation out there on the internet and in other videos. Therefore, I've recorded a separate video on how to specifically reset your engine and transmission control unit back to the factory settings. So if you're interested in that, check out the link to that video. But what I can say is one of the reasons I didn't have any footage, I didn't bother to come back and get the GoPro and to record the engine actually stalling, was I didn't actually expect the combination of the fuel treatment, the octane booster, and actually resetting the transmission to take effect so quickly. But pretty much instantly, the car was a different car and it stopped stalling. So I'm really happy with the result. The fuel tank's now, it's the same fuel in the vehicle, is now down to nearly the empty mark. So the car's probably done about 400, 500 kilometers since, and it hasn't stalled once. So there you go folks, that's the issue that I had with this vehicle stalling and how I actually solved it. A little bit different style video to what I normally do, where I'm more hands-on actually showing you how to do jobs. But let me know down in the comments below what you think about the scenario, and also let me know about the style of video. And if you have liked this video, do remember to hit that like button. On the channel you will find me maintaining and servicing not only this Audi, but we've also got the Mercedes, the Mazda, the early Ford Falcon, and also doing a bunch of general DIY around the house. So if you're interested in any of that, do remember to hit that subscribe button. But until next time, have a good evening.